James Lanigan is the CEO at Luno. James, it's an absolute pleasure to have you join us. Thank you very much. You're in the UK, and I believe that you've got snow warnings and the weather is changing rapidly, but it's pretty normal for the UK, isn't it?
Absolutely. Thanks, Aki, for having me. And yeah, I'm based in the UK, but I will be making my way to Cape Town in a couple of weeks to see the team. So looking forward to some sunshine.
Well, listen, I can almost guarantee that you're going to have really good weather if you're coming to Cape Town. Not so sure about Johannesburg, but Cape Town, most definitely sunny and very, very warm. But congratulations on winning the MyBroadband Award for Best Crypto Exchange. Well deserved. You guys have been around for a long time. You've had some great, campaigns. You really have made a difference in the world of crypto. What does this recognition mean to you and the Luno team?
Thanks, Aki. We're super proud of this one. The recognition is particularly meaningful for us because South Africa is one of Luno's largest and most important markets. We were founded, in South Africa in 2013. We're a global company. We have a presence across the whole of Africa, Asia Pacific region, Europe. We have over 60 million customers, but South Africa really holds a special place in our story. And also, I would say for the team, it's definitely a validation that we hope our approach is working. We've always invested heavily in our customer experience, really accelerated our kind of product depth over the last couple of years. We've always invested in the likes of security and education, and we're continuously trying to innovate to meet our customer needs. So this recognition just really motivates us to keep raising the bar.
Well, you're certainly doing something right, because nearly 65% of respondents to the MyBroadband survey said that Luno is their preferred crypto exchange. So most people are using Luno as their crypto exchange. What do you believe sets Luno apart from other crypto exchanges available in South Africa?
I think in terms of the differentiation, I'll probably say that there's kind of three things that I think fundamentally set us apart, especially for our individual and kind of retail customers. So that's our kind of largest customer base. Simplicity, trust, and just a real kind of focus on products and services that customers love and really want to use. I think from a simplicity perspective, crypto can be intimidating. It was, we've been around for 12 years, certainly 10 years ago, very much it was very nascent, but now even today, trying to get people to get into crypto for the first time, you have to make it as accessible and easy as possible for people to get started. Whether you're investing kind of 10 Rand or 10,000 Rand, like, the experience should be straightforward. And we have always focused on providing clear education resources. We try and have the best in class kind of UX, user experience, to really just help guide customers through their journey and help them understand both the opportunities and also the risks in kind of investing in crypto. So that's kind of the simplicity part, and that kind of leads nicely into the second one, which is trust. We have been around for 12 years. We've always taken a cautious approach to the industry that we're in, and that is always because we have a focus on customer safety at the heart of everything that we do. Right from the start, we've always been a kind of compliance first company. We've always lent into the need for clear and robust regulation, as we believe it's the best trust stamp that you can have in any market that we're in. We were one of the first crypto asset service providers to be licensed in South Africa by the FSCA, which we were incredibly proud of. And then the third one is definitely on the products and services, just making sure that we are constantly broadening our offering for our customers. Currently, we're striving to provide the best all-in-one investment and payments app for them. and we want to provide the widest, most competitive and easiest to access investment assets, the best yield on those assets, and just simple and kind of rewarding payment solutions to every South African.
Well, you've certainly done quite a bit of work in demystifying crypto and the anxiety around it. You know, you hear of some of the horror stories, and you know, you guys have been around for more than a decade, so you're doing something right, and you've certainly done a lot of work in demystifying crypto and really building up the trust. Because I guess, and I'm glad you mentioned the word trust, because it doesn't come overnight. Trust is something that you build over a long time, and your investors and people on your platform certainly do trust Luno as a platform. And this is somewhere where you continually innovate. So talk to us about some of the innovations and the products that you've seen the most positive responses to recently. And I know, for example, you bought US stocks and ETFs to South Africa a few months ago. What's been the uptake like on those particular products?
Yeah, that one was a fantastic launch in August. So the response to our tokenized stocks and kind of ETFs it's definitely exceeded our expectations. So we launched over 60 tokenized blue chip US stocks and ETFs a couple of months ago, and we've had over 25,000 South African customers already kind of investing in these stocks and the product. I guess no surprises in some of the kind of top ones that South Africans are investing in. So we have Nvidia's clear favorite. Then we have kind of Meta. I think number 3 is the S&P 500 ETF. So you're tracking the top 500 kind of US companies, and then I think it's Apple. But the exciting thing is just how accessible and easy the product is to use. So that's our tokenized stock product. That was a big kind of flagship launch that we had this year. Beyond that, we're continuing to rapidly grow in the payment space. So LunoPay continues to really impress. So we've processed over 50,000 payments this year across over 3,000 merchants. And it's also a really sticky product. Like we have around a 70% repeat customer rate. So it tells us that it's not just a novelty. People are genuinely using crypto for everyday purchases. So that's in kind of the payment space. Then we have kind of the yield and reward kind of products around kind of our staking offering. That has also resonated with South Africans. We have 6 staking wallets. So staking is the process where you use your crypto holdings to verify transactions on a blockchain network, and in return you get rewards in crypto, and you can earn up to kind of 12% on some of the cryptos that we offer. So they're all kind of the retail products. And then just one of the really recent innovations that we've done is we've just announced a partnership with Discovery Bank last week. And that is a first of its kind in Africa to integrate simple kind of crypto buying and selling directly in a mobile banking app. And this one we're excited about. It's really helping to kind of broaden the reach and accessibility of crypto investing.
That's fantastic. I mean, if you'd mentioned cryptocurrency to a bank or a government 5-6 years ago, that look at you and say, just get out of here, stop talking nonsense. And now it's almost it's gone mainstream. And you hear about governments getting involved in cryptocurrencies. Banks are seeing it, investment firms. So really people are taking cryptocurrency very seriously, and it's part of a portfolio, a balanced portfolio. So when we look at the future of cryptocurrency, it's certainly changed quite a bit over the last decade. But it's really becoming a very, very much more accepted than it was, say, 5 years ago. So what excites you the most about the sector?
I've been, I joined Luno just around kind of 8 years ago. So I've been in the space for quite a while. But I don't think I've ever been more excited than right now. The industry's in incredibly fast moving space, but the most exciting point is there is significant convergence between kind of traditional financial services and the crypto industry right now. And it's because it's providing real tangible benefits and financial use cases and utility that we haven't kind of seen before. It's something that we've been pushing for a long time, but now those doors are open. However, again, we look at these things with caution. Just because you can tokenize something or put it on the blockchain doesn't mean that you should. So whenever we're looking at new products or services, we're always asking ourselves, is it better than the existing rails, or is it better than the existing financial system? And if the answer is no, that we probably wouldn't push that product too far. However, right now there are many examples where that is the case. And I think just going back to the launch of the US equities, it is a great example. So we were excited about launching this one because you can now buy US stocks direct with the Rand. There is no closing bell, so you don't have to wait for US market opening times. You can access the market 24 hours a day, 5 days a week at the moment. There are instant kind of buy and withdrawal times, and these are all kind of use cases that weren't there in kind of the previous incumbent. So it's really improving the accessibility for customers. Then there is also rapid innovation in the institutional space, which is probably the fastest space globally, but it's also the fastest space that Luno is growing into at the moment. One of the sectors around kind of the institutional space is definitely the kind of movement of money and value. And we're working with a number of partners across Africa, which it's significantly reducing the time and cost of money movement through the use of stable coins. And we're doing this through our trading desk. So it's one of the most kind of rapidly accelerating kind of spaces in our company at the moment.
Let's talk about regulation for a moment. I think regulation is fantastic, especially when you look at the history of crypto. And there have been controversies in the past, and I'm going back many years now, but certainly lots of guardrails have been put into place globally, and I think that investors now feel a lot more secure. The state of crypto regulation in South Africa, I know that you've been trailblazers in this domain. You were the first dedicated crypto asset service to be officially licensed by the FSCA. That's really brilliant, and it makes me feel a lot more secure. Where do you see opportunities for regulations to be improved?
Yeah, it's a great question. And first of all, South Africa is a long way ahead of many markets globally, and even many markets that we're present in as well. And I think that is thanks to the inclusion of kind of crypto assets as financial products licensed by the FSCA. So that happened last year, and it's really kind of brought credibility to the industry with these kind of good, robust guardrails to kind of move things forward. South Africa has also taken important steps to ensure consistency with global standards of crypto regulation as well. So, for example, requiring implementation of the travel rule in May this year, absolutely crucial to enhance transaction transparency and to stop illicit financial flows. So these are all the kind of positives that are happening in South Africa. In terms of some of the opportunities, we're still waiting for regulatory clarity around the classification of crypto assets for exchange control purposes. So the fundamental question is whether crypto should be classified as onshore or offshore assets. And this distinction has profound implications, especially for kind of institutional participants that are wanting to get into the industry. If a crypto asset were to be classified as offshore, most South African institutions, which already are at or near their foreign investment limits, would effectively be excluded from this huge industry, the multi-trillion-dollar industry. Therefore, we think a more sensible approach would be to classify cryptocurrency as onshore assets when purchased and used within South Africa, and as offshore assets only when transferred to foreign users or exchanges with no local presence. And so if you do that, you then get all of the benefits for the institutions and the customers. But also this classification can unlock significant boost to the likes of tax revenue to the South African economy. When we're doing our calculations, like we're kind of forecasting that we think that it could bring at least kind of 500 million rand into the economy as well. So these are some of the opportunities, and I think just a general comment and just our experience in the number of markets that we're in over the last kind of 12 years. We know that countries that embrace thoughtful and collaborative regulation will and do capture the economic benefits. So, yeah, we need that regulatory clarity today, because the future of crypto isn't waiting for regulatory clarity. It's happening with or without it. But we want those clear and robust guardrails that don't stifle innovation, because that is the best way to help the industry thrive and the economy thrive.
Okay, makes perfect sense. So it's exciting times. You said you're coming to Cape Town. You've got a big conference there as well. What can users expect from Luno? Are there new features coming? Are there new partnerships in the works? I know you mentioned discovery, and I'm sure that's going to open many other opportunities for you. And I think that's a big deal. And I imagine that there are going to be many such announcements that are going to be made over the next few months.
Yeah, absolutely. The next few months and also 2026 is going to be a really exciting year for Luno, just on many different fronts. So we are continuing to create a full stack on-chain financial services ecosystem across a number of different categories. So we've always been a retail business, and there is a huge amount of growth there to continue to expand our product offering to move into being the all-in-one investment and payments app. In that area, we will be bringing a number of exciting products launching in early 2026 around the investment space. So widening the breadth of the digital assets that you'll be able to buy, more tokenized equities, tokenized commodities, bundle products, tokenized funds. We will also be doubling down on the offering to provide the best yield generating investment opportunities. And we will continue to expand LunoPay across the merchants that you can use in South Africa, as well as some really exciting new kind of payment products and services to supplement what we already have. So that's kind of the retail individual customer basis. Then for our trading communities, so we are launching a major upgrade on our exchange and API. And this is going to significantly improve performance and also open up leverage products for this community. And then the final sector is the institutional kind of sector. This is our fastest growing sector at the moment. And we're going to be announcing a number of new exciting products and services, and also many more partnerships in this space over the coming months.
It sounds like you've got a very busy 2026 coming up, James. Lastly, for anybody watching this right now that's still pessimistic about buying crypto and using crypto exchanges, and understandably so, in the last decade we've seen some instances of the things going wrong, but you see this in every industry. But it's been very stable now, and I think that this year, when you look at the price of Bitcoin, for example, if you'd invested a few months ago or a year ago, you'd be smiling today, even though it's come off a bit over the last few days. When you look at the return on the investment compared to what you'd get if you invested on a stock exchange, it's still significantly higher. So when you talk to people that are pessimistic about buying crypto and using crypto, what's your message to them?
Yeah, and I'll probably take it from maybe two different lenses. One, so looking at the industry in general. Yeah, in the next couple of years, I genuinely don't think that people will differentiate crypto companies from financial services companies. So yeah, the services are blending into one, and in the future, I think that people won't even realize that the financial service that they are using is on crypto rails. It will just be faster and cheaper and easier to use. So that's kind of a little like medium to kind of long term. However, if you're talking right now about digital assets as an investment, yeah, my advice would be to treat it as any other investment. Do your own research, think about your own kind of risk tolerance, and then invest with caution. But I certainly think that everyone should have at least a small proportion of their investment portfolio in crypto. Of course, if you can afford it, but just to get started in our great industry.
And it's good diversification at the end of the day. And the great thing about it, James, is that you don't have to start with a huge amount. You can start with what you can afford, which is what the brilliant part of it is. James Lanigan, CEO at Luno, thank you very, very much for joining us, sharing those insights at Luno, and congrats on being around for so long and really driving innovation in the space. And congrats on the award, and the fact that Luno has been adopted by so many South Africans goes to show that there's a great deal of trust for the platform. So thank you very much for your time, James.
Great. Thank you very much for having me, Aki.